Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Happy Tuesday. 40 grit here, 40 grit guitars. Hey, just jumping on tonight. I had the day off, so got a lot done, and I thought I'd jump on. I posted that the nut video, and I posted the 5150 video. Like I said, I had someone ask me about posting the 5150, so I went ahead and posted that. What'd you guys think about the what'd y'all think about the nut video? Any comments on that? Any feedback on that? Let me know what your thoughts are. The 5150 video went over very well. Um, I'm glad that Kyle got back to me after I had filmed it. I had a different ending and that to go back and modify the video. That's why the premiere dropped off twice, because the first time I didn't have his permission to use his name, and then the second time there was another issue. So, anyways, got that posted last night. So hopefully y'all took a look at the 5150 video. If you have not, please take a look at it. That one right there. Uh, did a deep dive into it. Uh, Never really looked at the radius on that guitar, but it's a very comfortable guitar to play, and Kyle did a really good job. So, if you didn't take a look at the 5150 video, please take a look at that. And if you saw the nut video, let me know what your thoughts are on that. Let's check and see who's in the chat here real quick. Ronnie Parker, Ronnie, always faithful, sir. Thank you for being here. There's my buddy, my DeMartini buddy. I got a treat for you tonight. I'm not sure if you've been on Reverb, but I got a treat for you tonight. He said he wouldn't miss it. Thanks for being here. Hey Martin, what's up, man? How's it going? Long time, yeah, long time. Thanks for subbing to my channel, and thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your support, man. Really appreciate it. Down by the Riffer, I have not seen you on here before, but thanks for being here, sir. Appreciate it. Always faithful. There's Mikey. Mikey, what's up, man? How you doing? Let's see. AP is in the house. Got a feeling I know who that is. JP21. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? Thanks for being here. Mikey, hello, everyone. Mikey says hello to everybody. Hey, 40 Grit, so glad that you have your own show. It's been interesting. Martin, I'm not sure if you probably know the backstory. You can probably go back a couple shows, but I did take January through June off, and at the end of May, I started itching a little bit, like I wanted to go back to work, and I was like, I'm just going to start a YouTube channel. So I started it, and then 3 weeks later, I ended up going back to work. So I put as much stuff on as I could, and then now I've all my guitars are posted on the shorts. If you if you want to see what guitars I have, all of my shorts on YouTube and on Instagram, all my guitars are posted except for a Black Kramer Farrington Telly style, and there's a Ibanez Euphoria Steve Vai acoustic in there that I didn't post just because I don't feel that those are all that special. The Telly Kramer Farrington special, because my mom got that for me for graduation in 1989. So I've had that guitar since then. So other than those two guitars, all my guitars are posted on Instagram shorts, and they're posted on the YouTube shorts. So uh, appreciate that, Martin. Very nice to see you in my comments this week. I appreciated that, and it was nice to hear from you. And I'm glad you're here, sir. So thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Robbie Stingle, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? Robbie's in the chat. You guys all know Robbie Stingle. Route 44, what up? What up, Route 44? Ronnie Parker saying hello to Robbie. Mikey saying hello to Robbie, Ronnie, and everybody saying hello to everybody. Martin knows Robbie well, so they're back from the days on the old show. So I'm glad everybody's here. So I went over the nut video, went over the 5150 video. I had a comment today. It was kind of funny. Uh, Somebody said, "Hey, I'm not sure if you put these two together, but I watched a video of like 1987 of Ed playing Amsterdam in 5150 Studios on a white Charvel with a black pickguard, Jakey Lee looking guitar." And he said, "I'm not sure if that was by accident or if it was by purpose, but either way, if you haven't seen the video, you should probably check it out." Yes, I've seen that video, and I was blown away by it the first time I saw it, because he was playing, and I was saying, "Man, that lick sounds really familiar." And it was Amsterdam, which came out on the Balance album. later on, well, like far away from that era. So uh, I found that interesting. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Let's see here. Everybody's talking to each other. Very nice. Appreciate that. So if you haven't seen uh, the Amsterdam video, go and check that out. It's really cool, and you'll enjoy that. So everybody's chatting in there. I bought a guitar this week. I have one coming. I have the Randy Rhodes pedal here. I'm going to open that while we're live. Open it up, and we'll take a look at what's doing in here. Uh, I've seen some stuff on Reverb with what's in the box. It's pretty cool. I guess there's a bag in there for it and some other cool stuff. So we'll open that up here in a minute. But picked up a guitar this week. We'll take a look at it together. It was on a couple of the guitar websites. We'll take a look at that here in a second. So no feedback on the nut video or the 5150 video. So I'm assuming you guys enjoyed it. And that's that. Route 44 says, "What did you buy? Love your guitars." Let's take a look at what I bought. Let's see here, I'll pull it up. Thanks for being here, everybody. Uh, Share screen. Kramer, and share. 1986 vintage Kramer American Paul Dean signature guitar and flip flop pink. So Roadhouse Vintage posted this a couple nights ago, and my buddy texted me because this guitar goes way back with me and my buddy, the guy who's going to do the Randy Rhoads stuff. He We went to a guitar shop in Detroit, and he had a Les Paul Gibson Les Paul SG, and we walked into Scanlon Music. They were in Southfield, Michigan, and one of those pink Paul Deans was there, and it's basically a Stage Master. It's mahogany neck and maple wings, from what I understand, or is it maple? It's maple with mahogany wings, is what it is. So it's a Stage Master and just funky horns. So that was Paul Dean from Loverboy. That was his signature guitar. So we went into Scanlon Music in Southfield, Michigan, and it had a sign on it that said "Ugly Kramer." Ugly Kramer. So I said, I don't think it's ugly at all. And he goes, me neither. So he went home and grabbed his Les Paul, brought it back, traded it in, and he went home with the Kramer Paul Dean. This was like in 1988. And so he bought it new. Um, Years go by. I go back to visit my parents in Detroit. He comes over and he wants to sell it. So I bought it. A couple of years go by. I wasn't playing it, so I sold it. And then I've bought one since then when I was living in California and didn't really do anything with it and sold it. And then every time the Paul Deans come on, we look at each other and go, what do we, we need to get another one of those again. So, we kind of share our guitar collection between the two of us. So I picked this one up the other day. I did not pay $25.99 for it. I went to Roadhouse Vintage website, made an offer on it, and he accepted my offer immediately. It was Saturday night, because I worked late Saturday night, made the offer, and then by the time I got home, he accepted my offer. So, anyways, this will be here tomorrow. I'll probably do a show on this one because it's just a cool guitar. It's a Stage Master with different horns. R2 nut. It'll be a 1 and 5/8. I've had this guitar a couple times before. The one thing I really like about this guitar, though, is the on and off switches. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Me and Robbie were on. We talked about these switches. So that'll be fun to have. Bridge, middle pickup, and neck pickup, just on or off. So you can turn them all on or turn them all off. Those are just throw switches. So that'll be a cool guitar to go over once it arrives. Um, that'll be a cool guitar. So scored that one, and it'll be here tomorrow. Robbie says real Kramer. I'm not sure if he's being silly about that. I dig the flip flop pink or the flip flop pink. Me too, man. I mean, the blue's cool too. I used to have a blue Stage Master single humbucker, and I sold it to Lou, and then somebody stole it from him. He lost that guitar, so we've always been on the hunt for it here in Phoenix because it was stolen here in Phoenix, and blue flip flop Stage Master standard, and I had one humbucker, and I would love to have that guitar back because it played awesome. There's just so many guitars in your life that you go through that you regret selling, and the Paul Dean was always one of them for both of us. I should never have sold that guitar, but anyways, it'll be back in the family here in a couple days, and I look forward to getting that back. Mikey says very cool. Rod 44 says sweet. Martin says I had to start all over again. I had to sell my amps and half of my guitars for doctor bills. I had to sell my house, move to a small apartment. Buddy, my goodness, what's going on? That is not good. Well, hopefully you're back on your feet again, and hopefully you get everything. Hopefully everything gets back in your favor, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Uh, I always enjoyed you on the other show. You're always really proactive with regards to the guitar conversations. Oh, we'll be doing a walk around on the Paul Dean for sure, for sure. Yeah, Robbie says I'm being mostly serious. 40. Yeah, if Robbie doesn't usually like the stuff past 85, so I wasn't sure where he was going to be on this one, but I thought that this one would be a win for me personally, just because it's just a cool guitar. Some of them said Paul Dean on the headstock. Yeah, they say Kramer Paul Dean. It's got like his autograph. Um, then we had that conversation as well. What's cooler, Paul Dean on the headstock or American on the headstock? I think American on the headstock's cooler. So we will definitely be doing a walk around on this one. So very clean. I did research uh, Reverb and eBay, and it looks like this guitar may have been started off in Canada at one point. Went back and looked through it seems to be he didn't show any of the things, which, I really don't care about. It's an old ass guitar, but it's very clean. And I guess there's one little chip somewhere down here on the bottom, which I don't care about. So, bottom, lower horn, bottom. So we'll see. Umberto says I have a ton of regrets selling and trading guitars. Buddy, we're about to pull up another one here in a second. I'm not really going over listings. I'm just going over some cool stuff that I have saved in my favorites right now. But I wanted to share that with you guys tonight because that'll be a cool guitar to do a walk around on, and it's all original. It's got the JBs and the Seymour Duncan SSLs in it, and that's going to be a cool. That's going to be a cool walk around, just because it's pretty much a time capsule. I'm pretty happy about that. A ton of regrets selling and trading, buddy. Me too. But like I said, I've got another one pulling up, which takes me back to my DeMartini buddy in the chat here. Ronnie, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Everybody's talking here. It's a keeper. Congrats. Tim, I think so too. I'm definitely not going to sell this one. Looks like the neck may be a little dried out. So I'll get that all cleaned up. I'll get that all fixed up, and it'll be perfect by the time I get done messing with it. It'll be perfect. I'm looking forward to feeling how tight those volume pots are because over time those get really loose. Once you wear them out. I usually just put the EVH low frictions in it, but I'd rather not do anything to this. I'd rather just hang it on the wall and set it up and hang it on the wall and grab it when I want to play it. So Martin says I had to tone capture all my amps, and Line Six helped me put them on the Helix. That's cool. See, all that stuff, I'm so ignorant to it. I just don't know. I don't know any of that, and it's very intimidating to me. And I just rather just grab an amp and a head and just blow it out. So, congrats to you for learning that stuff because I just don't have any interest in going through any of that stuff. Martin says he now uses a Line 6 native, a Helix, and a Power Cab 212. It's really all you need, 212s. I've got 212s over here, 212s over there, and by far I think they sound well, no, I got the Marshall, that 76 Marshall with the anniversary speakers, and it sounds pretty good. That 412, that angled one I did the show on. But second would surely be the EVH 212s, which are the anniversary Celestions as well, I believe. I was just keep rocking Martin. Yeah, Martin, so nice to see you here, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Nice to see you, man. Uh, let's see. I'm glad Robbie's in the chat. Um, Put this up too. 83 Floyd Rose Bridge, vintage 80s with the whale tail base plate. So those base plates on the original Kramers um, were a little wider. This went on the other night. Robbie texted me and said, "Hey, bro, you need to get this. You need to take a look at this." And I grabbed it. I actually sent him an offer because I wasn't going to pay what he was asking, and he sent me an offer, or I sent him an offer, and it turned out really well. The interesting thing about this was is uh he sent me a message after the auction was over, and it says, "Hi, and thank you for your offer and your purchase of this vintage Floyd. This particular unit came from Performance Guitar in West Hollywood on Yucca Street. Performance had the same issues as other boutique shops, Charvel, etc. They had to order these from Kramer basically if a customer requested one. They were around $500 in 1984. Enjoy it. I will get this shipped out to you tomorrow, and since today's a holiday." So the cool thing about this is it's the original box, which Robbie thought was pretty cool, and that's the one of the original Floyd bridges. Apparently, Kramer had a 10-year run to where Floyd Rose was only available to them, and if you wanted to buy them, you had to buy the Floyd Roses through Kramer. So this is going to be a cool bridge. We'll surely do a show on this as well. But it's been a good week on eBay as far as like finding some cool stuff. So shout out to Robbie. Yes, sir. Robbie found that and texted me and said, "Let's go." Uh, Robbie says that's the first new old stock bridge he's seen in 7 years. So I believe what Robbie says. So when I once I get this, we'll pull it out. We'll do a show on it and we'll check that out. But that's cool. 1983 original Floyd Rose, never used. The Let's see here. It says 84 Floyd Rose includes tool pack and not locking nut. These were released like uh, the during the Kramer 10-year licensing agreement with Floyd Rose, includes original box and everything that was included in 1984. This unit has never been used. So so this will be a good one just to have as a conversation piece and break out if anybody's doing CNC and they want to make some copies of it. Yeah. JP21 says, "Whoa, what are you going to put that on?" I probably won't, buddy. I'll probably just keep it boxed. Hey, have it as a conversation piece, like the George Lynch distortion pedal. I'll never use that pedal. Good evening, Sarah. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I have not seen you in the chat before, so appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by. Martin says, "I got two Frankies on the way from Sweet." Oh man, that's awesome. The silver burst and the vintage. Hey, those new colors are cool, man. The colors that they're the new colors, the limited run colors that they're doing, they're cool. I've got the black one. I've got my black one right here. So let me get off this here. This is my black Frankenstein. So I got this locally from a guy. I think I got it for 900 bucks or 800, maybe less. But I remember I hit him kind of low because I still wasn't working, and I was thinking I'm just going to bring this home and tear it apart and make it mine. And so what I did is I came home and Took the Frankenstein pickup out. I relicked it a lot more than it was. I beat it up a little bit more. I got to figure out what angle I'm going here. I beat it up a lot more. So put some more wear on it and stuff. But the cool thing about this one is I wired the pickup. I wired that neck pickup and I put a three-way on there. You can see the three-way right there. Put a three-way on it, kill switch. Filled that hole with a kill switch, and then that's a DiMarzio tone zone I threw in there. So yeah, super nice playing guitar, and these EVHs are cool. So um, I like them. Yeah, Robbie says his '83 Vanguard has the uh, new old stock Floyd on. I think it's gold. Like yeah, it's gold. Yeah. Um, I'm sure we'll be doing a show talking about that Floyd Rose. That'll be a good one. Martin had to sell his Black Frankie, but who cares, man? You got two on the way. You got two, probably. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, cooler colors than just black. Black's just blah. Those are cool colors that EVH has coming out. So hey, I'm not sure if you guys seen, but there's some posters that's some new posters that I put up, and if you get the time, check out this cat. He's got some cool stuff on his movie Magic Collectibles. I just picked up this one of Lynch. So I'm going to add this in the middle back here in this area back. Behind me, I'm going to throw that picture. That's a 24 by 36. Got a frame for it today. And for 20 bucks, the funny thing is we've had many of conversations about how you could never get a cool poster of Lynch or a cool poster of Warren DeMartini in the 80s. They just weren't out. So now, way too many years later, they come out. This guy's selling these cool posters, and I can vouch for the guy. Um, every poster I've gotten from him is amazing. I've gotten both the Lynch posters, the one of Ed in 5150 with the flying V, the DeMartini behind me, the Eddie with the Music Man. Those all came from him, and both the Lynches, like I said. So I mean I vouch for the guy. Those are some cool posters. So if you get a chance and you're looking for some cool posters for your guitar room, definitely check this cat out. He's got some cool stuff, and for 20 bucks, you'll be able to have the cool guitar posters. Saw this today. Black Beretta maple board. It's got an X2N in it. 24.95. I think that's a fair price for that guitar with a maple board. I wish the guy had the original pickup. It's obviously a 86. Yeah, 86. Um, EVH inspired, he says. Surely EVH inspired, but it's cool that it's a maple neck. I had a maple neck Beretta with the angled headstock. It was a Ripley neck, and I got it from a guy back east. And I sanded the Ripley off like an idiot and just put a regular Kramer logo on. I don't know why I did that, but it was a maple board with a Kramer logo, and it had Ripley on the headstock, and I repainted over it professionally, and it was a professional job. But I should never have sold that guitar. Number one, I should never have taken the Ripley logo off it. But this is a cool guitar. This is a cool one to go after. The 1986 Kramer Beretta EVH inspired original hard shell case. Check out the pics. So he's got some case candy there that he's going to be going through. Some cool swag. There's that wrench, Robbie. I got a couple of those out in the garage. I love those wrenches. This guy's got a lot of stuff here, man. Whoa. That's a DiMarzio X2N, like what's in the Rasta guitar now. The Rasta guitar that Dweezil Zappa, I'm not sure if he does have it or doesn't have it, but it had an X2N in it. Floyd Rose looks good. Obviously, there's going to be a couple dings on it. That's the way it goes. E serial number. 3-piece. Got a treble bleed on there, it looks like. Guitar looks good. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, in my opinion, if you're looking for a Kramer with a maple board. Yeah, JP21 says that's a good looking one. Yeah, Lacido neck, banana. God, man. Oh, I just I can't believe I sold that guitar. Bad decisions back in my younger days. Barton Hensley says the guitarists like George, Warren, Nuno, Jake are so underrated. I think so too, man. Just but I mean that's why we carry the torch for that's why we carry the torch. You know, what's your Mount Rushmore of guitar players? I mean, mine will always be Ed, Warren, uh, George, and Randy Rhoads. I don't know who yours are. You know, you can throw it in the comment. We'll throw them up. We could toss that around for a little while. But Shirley Van Halen, Lynch, Randy Rhoads, and Warren DeMartini are my four for sure. The DeMartini video was a gold mine, buddy. I got something for you here in a second. I'm waiting for a text message right now from somebody. I don't know why the guy hasn't. I don't know why the guy hasn't texted me back yet, but I'm hoping he does. Oh no, inserts. Is it? No. No, these will be screws, right? God, are you serious? Oh, it is inserts. Somebody put those in. That came with screws, right, Robbie? I mean, that didn't come with inserts. That came with screws. They pulled them out, but those inserts could have been leaning. So they pulled them out and somebody put the inserts in. I mean, that's I've seen that. So maybe somebody just did it and knocked it out. It's a possibility. Mikey says, "Yep, inserts." I didn't even see that. Good eyes. JP21 says, it's Darren. He's got some nice Eppies and Gibsons. He's got a sweet. I got that gold top in Nashville. Yeah, I did a show on that. It's on the Walk Around channel. Thanks, JP21. Appreciate that. Yeah, check out that gold top. That gold top Les Paul was inspired by Doug Aldrich, and yeah, I go through the whole story and everything on that show. So butchery, yeah. Never had a post lean. I've seen it. I've seen it. Um, but I've seen it. I've never had one lean, but I've seen it. So wanted to share this one with you guys. So Cool Kramer, if you're looking for a maple board, it's on eBay. Is there a make offer? There is not a make offer, so he's 100% solid at 2,500. That might be the number. What do you think, Robbie? You think that's the number? I don't know if that's the. That might be the number. That could be the number. So we went over the Floyd. We went over the Lynch. We went over the. Save that one for last. This is a good one. Look at that top. So that's a Ernie Ball Axis EX. So this is one of the ones that was sent from overseas with no logo on the headstock, but the top. Oh my God. If those guitars weren't so little, I would have an original EVH Music Man. I just get so close to buying one of those and I'm like, I just can't, I can't do it. I can't because they're too little and I just I don't think I can do it. But look at that top. Oh my goodness. That top is crazy. Yeah, right. For sure. Cool guitar. Robbie says take off 500 for the inserts. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a $2,000 guitar. Yeah, I saw this one the other day, and I saved it in my. I was watching it, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I've got the axis up there. Do I have it up there? Yeah, it's up there. Top right, top left corner to me. Um, it's just every time I play that guitar, I just feel cramped on it. That little nut and that little guitar. They're cool though. That's probably one of the best tops I've seen in a black one. My first Ernie Ball Music Man was black. I bought it at Guitar Center in San Diego on Claremont Mesa Boulevard, and I regret selling that too. Tonight's the show of regrets of selling guitars. Okay, where's Darren at? I'm gonna pull this one up here, and then we're gonna move on to some other cool stuff. Am I human? Get out of here. Here we go. The Charbel Warren DeMartini USA Signature San Dimas 2007. So this is borderline custom shop time frame. When these came out, there's no custom shop logo on the headstock, but it is surely custom shop time frame era. Um, so this guy took out the pickup, and the pickup is just chewed up. I don't know what he did to this. I don't know. I've got suspicions, but I don't know if my suspicions are correct. So I made an offer to this guy. I said, "Hey man, I'll buy it for this." And he said he had a local buyer that was going to look at it and he would get back to me today, and he has not gotten back to me. So but it's still on Reverb. So if you're looking for a DeMartini bomber for cheap, 2300, it's got some imperfections on it. Who cares about that stuff? It's a 2007. That guitar's um it's got some time on it. It's got all the case candy. Backplate's missing. That's going to be a metal backplate. So I think I have some of those out in the garage. But the first thing I would do is probably swap out this pickup. It does have the DeMartini logo on the headstock, which is cool. But if I can get this guy to let's go, I will surely grab this one and bring it home. And I don't think I'll go back to black hardware on it like Charvel does. I'll go the performance route, like as it sits right now with Warren, which has black tuners, black nut, or black tuners, chrome nut, chrome bridge, and I have a bunch of DeMartini RTMs in the pickup box back there. So I think I'm going to go after this one if this guy end up texting me back. If not, I'm not going to. I'm not going to go after it. JP21, you're probably talking about that Music Man I had up. That one kind of quick. Yeah, they're small, man. They're the same thing as the Axis. Next time you're over, just pick the Axis up and you'll see what I'm talking about. The Wolfgangs are actually bigger. I feel like they kind of elongated the body for balance, and I kind of feel like the Wolfgangs are a little more comfortable for me personally with the Axis. The Axis is a very small guitar, so just my opinion. Me get out of here. So, like I said, I'm waiting for that guy to text me back. We'll see what happens. Umberto says I had a 2015 Ernie Ball Axis, bought it used. When I received it, the neck was warped and unplayable. I returned it. That's interesting because those are Bird's Eye. Bird's Eye is a diseased piece of wood, and that's why I liked it when EVH came out with the Hard Rock Maple back and the Bird's Eye Maple fretboard, because that just provided a lot more stability. I had a couple of PV Wolfgang necks that were warped. I bought a hardtail green, and it came to me. I bought it off eBay. It came to me, and the neck was warped, and I sent it back to the seller. I said, "This neck's warped, and that's probably why you're selling it." So you sold it to the wrong guy. So I sent it back to him. Did you end up buying another one, or did you just give up and move on to something else? Let me know. Mike has an Mikey's got an original Music Man. Yeah, they're good. I would love to have one. I just can't. Just for me personally, I can't. I can't do it. There he is. Here's my buddy Darren. We're both DeMartini freaks. So if I get it, I'll do a walk around on it. We'll tear it apart. That one I will surely tear apart if I get it. And I'll do a walk around video of that if I end up getting it. We'll tear it apart. I'm gonna take the body down to Atomic Guitars. I asked him if I could use his buffer, and he hasn't responded yet, but I'm sure he'll let me. I'm gonna take it down and buff all the scratches out of it, and then put it back together, and we'll get it going. Martin says Eddie gave Ernie Ball Gold Top to Jerry Contrell. Yeah, I think that didn't that get stolen or something, or and then he got it back, or there's some story about that. There's some kind of drama with the stuff that. Speaking of early Eddie Van Halen stuff, they said he just pin it. Okay, here, let's do this, so I can get off of that now. I'm not an expert on doing this, but let's see if I can do it. So I know I talked a couple weeks ago about me at um Cabo Wabo, playing at the Cabo Wabo. So my son found some pictures, and see if I can do it here. That's me on stage at the Cabo Wabo with my USA Wolfgang with some pics taped to the side because I think I'm cool. And so when I went in there to sound check that night, I was playing through those Red Voodoos, and the sound guy said, I said, man, I just can't dial it in. I said, I kept messing with it, messing with it, messing with it. And I kept messing with that guitar sound, and I just couldn't get it to go. So he said, what do you use at home? And I said, I use the PV 5150. And he said, well, I got some of Ed's in back. And we went back behind the stage. I think I told the story a couple weeks ago, but that's me on stage at uh, Cabo Wabo. That's me playing live at Cabo Wabo. We played for 2 nights, and I told the story a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I got to play through Ed's amp, so that was pretty neat. That was pretty neat. Just a guess, he tried to wax the pickup and got it too hot and left it in for too long. Hey, buddy, I got a game plan there, and I got a thought process on that. And I'm not going to say what my thought process is, because if I told you what my thought process is, somebody go buy it right now. So I have my own theories on that pickup. But if I end up getting it, we'll find out. That was my first thought, but then I had another thought. And we'll see if somebody catches it in here. Yeah, yeah, I remember that story. Yeah. Umberto said he moved on to something else. This is regarding the Ernie Ball. I also could not lower the action on it. Ernie Ball also did not do setups or repairs on their guitars. That's what Ernie Ball told me. Interesting, because when I got that guitar, I couldn't lower the action on it either. So guess what I had to do? See my uh see my Wolfgang USA video of me putting angle in the neck pocket. Because like I said, if you want to bring the bridge up, down, you sand that way. So if you want to bring the bridge down, you sand the pocket more flush. If you want to bring the bridge up, you have to angle the pocket. So I could not get that bridge to go down. So I remember sanding that neck pocket, and I want to say it was too high. So I had to put angle in it to get the action to come down, because you have no room on those Ernie balls to you have no room on those Ernie balls for up and down. It's going to be slammed. There's no route. There's no recess uh, uh, cavity there to where you have any flexibility. Once it's flush, and you're doomed. So I understand. I do understand what you're saying there, sir. I've been there. I've done that, and I've experienced your pain. Worrying about buying a new Axis as I hard time setting the 2015 up. Yeah, something else too, man, that you got to remember on those guitars, they're basswood. Because I remember that that neck pocket cracked. I cracked a pane on the side. Got that little hairline crack because it wasn't sanded correctly or whatever. I went to go pull that out, and I was putting the neck in and out, trying to adjust the angle. and that basswood moves. I mean, it's a soft wood, and it cracked the side of that neck pocket. It cracked the paint. It didn't crack the wood, but it cracked the paint. So it's to be expected, I suppose, on those guitars. Hey, Lewis is here. Lewis, man, how's it going? Lewis is a long time watcher, and I appreciate him being here. How's it going, buddy? Everybody saying hello to Lewis. Mikey says, "Cool pick." Yeah. Hey, man, that was a big moment for this guy. To walking into the Cabo Wabo and saying, "Hey, can I? Do I get to play here?" Let's see this one. What's this one? That kind of shows it, but the funny thing about this is this one is I was doing the Mark Tremonti, and when we went on break, the sound guy came over and said, "Hey, could you please not put your foot on the monitors?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem, man." But I was trying to pull off the Mark Tremonti there, so looking cool, looking like a cool cat. It's pretty young. I don't remember. I think that was like 2000, probably 99 is what year that was. Probably 99, something like that. There's a shot of my black. Let's see, my son fired over a bunch of pictures because he's got all these pictures now at home. He put them all on digital computer. That's my black Music Man that I sold when my son was probably 3. Uh, we were living in military housing. I bought that at Guitar Center. Regret selling that one too. Tonight's the night of the regret of selling guitars. That's just too bad. Oh well, it happens. These are the. I was talking to Robbie a couple weeks ago about guitars that I had built. So I know I've told the story. You guys can go back and listen to the stories. But I worked at a shop in San Diego and Zola guitars with Bill Zola. He taught me how to build guitars, and these were all done by template. They weren't done by CNC. We built these guitars by template. So I had a pacer body, and we took that pacer body and we made a template of it. And for probably a couple years, I was building these at Bill's shop, and then we were selling them on eBay. And they were professionally buffed. They were like no scratches, no, they were just professionals. Kind of like the Ed Romans. Remember the Ed Romans? They were professional. They had gloss on them. They weren't the rattle can. They were professionally painted. So I built a bunch of those and I stuck them on eBay and sold them all. And tonight is surely the evening of the regrets of selling guitars. Sims Guitars is in my chat. Man, what an honor. What a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much. I doubt you're here anymore, but I appreciate you stopping by, Dane. Thanks. If you guys don't know who Zim's Guitar is, Dane Zimmerman owns a shop in Mesa, Arizona. Zim's Guitars, probably one of the best, or surely the best guitar shop in Phoenix, hands down, in my opinion. And it's the mom and pop style. You go in, it's like you were 13 again. You go in, there's a bunch of pedals laying all over the place and guitars laying all over the place, and it's just a great shop. So I believe he has a website as well. Dane, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. But thanks for being here, man. So that is hmm, tonight's the night of the regrets of selling the guitars. I don't know if I want to show that one. That's just I mean, well, you can see where huh. Yeah, I'll share it. You can see where 40 grit came from because this is when I was first starting to mess around with stuff. On the back porch, I had no workshop, had nothing. So that's that pacer body. I got it at a pawn shop locally, and I was filling. What I was doing there is I was filling that that neck pocket, and then we made it a single coil. I wish that body, I'm sure, was at Bill's shop until he passed. So somebody has that body. We use it as a template, and then once I had the template done, we didn't need it anymore. We didn't need the body anymore, so I just left it down there. I wish I had that body back, but yeah, that's me on the back porch of military housing, trying to figure it out. Looks like I'm trying to figure something out there. So don't forget where you came from. That's for sure. Umberto says that's awesome jamming. I assume you're probably talking about the Cabo Wabo stuff. Yeah, that was cool, man. Yeah, really cool. Really cool. Everybody looks like everybody's having chats on the chat. Uh hey 40 grit, is that a Sammy? Yeah, that was a red voodoo I was playing through it. That is a red voodoo I was playing through here. Let's see. That's silly. Uh I had this hanging, I had a guitar room in a garage. I had a garage converted, single car garage converted to my guitar shop, and I had a bunch of pictures all over the walls. And this is one of the pictures, like mixed in between all the rock stars was me on stage at Cabo, and I had it signed. So it's pretty funny. But that's Ed's 5150, his 412 5150, and that's me on stage at Cabo Wabo. So that was fun. I think I'm kind of behind the chat. Pockets like Charvel. Lewis, thanks for being here, buddy. Super appreciate it. Trey, how's it going, man? Thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate you being here. It's like, wait, I got 29 people in the chat. This is crazy. I wasn't expecting this many. The good old days. Yeah, right, man? The good old days. With guitar face, too. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't stand neck shims. Would you sand the pocket? Would you sand the neck or the pocket? I would sand the pocket. That's an interesting comment though, because I have a Gibson Music Yo Kramer Beretta that I did a walk around on that Robbie and I think was a prototype, and the neck is not angled at all. They did all of the angle on the neck, which I've never seen that before, and I thought that was interesting that the neck was done. So the neck on that. So I would sand the pocket because the pocket's going to sand easier because it's going to be alder or unless you get maple. But remember, most of the necks are maple, and it's going to be harder to maple's harder. And I would just sand the pocket. The pocket's a lot more easier to balance than it is sanding that neck. I wouldn't go hogging on a neck. Lots of regrets, man. Lots of regrets. Sand pocket and be careful. That's what Robbie says. A little bit at a time. Don't get crazy. Don't get crazy. Just you know, never sand the neck heel. I agree 100%. You do not do that. Yeah, Zims was in the chat. He pops in, he pops out pretty quick. Umberto, yep, that was a Cabo. So it's cool for me to see those pictures every once in a while. I haven't seen those in a long time. Lots of regrets. Had to sell my baby Black Fender Hum single custom Relic Supernova. Yeah, cool, man. That sucks. But I guess the cool thing about it is, everything comes full circle. So maybe there'll be a time like I don't know how old you guys are. I mean, I'm in my early 50s, but everything comes full circle. So in my opinion, when you sell off guitars and you get the opportunity to go back at them again and grab them again, it kind of makes it even sweeter. So, you know. Thunder Falcon got to sleep. Hey man, thanks for stopping by tonight. I know some of you guys are probably East Coast, so people are going to start going to bed and stuff. I understand. I was only probably coming in for a few minutes, but I'll stay until everybody wants to go. Hey, 40, Robbie, my guitar neck has a brass nut blank on it. Any suggestions? Best way to file the string spacing? So it's just blank. There's no slots at all because obviously you're just gonna have to cut. You're gonna have to get some nut files and cut on it. The toughest nut I ever cut was when I was at Sir, and it was one of the anniversary guitars, and it was a Mastodon. They took a Mastodon tusk and they made a nut out of it, and the inlays were Mastodon tusk. So I remember the NAMM show. It was for the NAMM show, and everybody went home. And Mike came over to my bench and he said, "Nobody's cut this Mastodon nut. You want to cut it?" I was like, "Sure, I'll cut it." It took forever. It took forever. So brass shouldn't be as tough to cut as that Mastodon nut was, but if you don't have string spacing, you're going to want to get a string spacing rule. If you don't have a string spacing rule, start with the outside and work your way in, and do it by eye. Make sure that your outsides are correct, and then work your way in, and everything should be okay. But if it's already got a slot in it, you're just going to have to be patient and cut it. That's the way it goes. The guitar neck I ordered back in the that's the one that you were talking about a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Um yeah, if there's I'm wondering if there's any slots there. That's the worst when there's no slots because you got to eyeball it, or if you have a rule you can do it too. When I was at Sir, we plecked everything. So when it got to my bench, it was the nut was already cut. It was already slotted partially, and then we dialed it in for slot height. So Robbie says, scrap the nut, file a shelf, drill and countersink for a locking nut. Could do that too. Use it on a Floyd. Simple. No slots. Yeah. Start with the outside, Lewis, and then work your way in. You just have to eyeball it. If you don't have a nut ruler, one of those StewMac ones where you can mark it, then just start with the outsides and just eyeball it. Done that before. Not too many times by eyeball, but because everything I use is usually Floyd. And get an 83 to 85 Floyd. Right. Right. Exactly. Sock 68, new to the channel, great stuff. I've sold many guitars that I regret as well. Why don't you guys start posting some of the guitars you regret selling? I mean, I would love to see some of the. I'm just glad that I'm old and I'm not in a position to where I got to get rid of anything anymore. Because a lot of these guitars that you're looking at are all guitars that I either had at one time or guitars that I drooled over as a young man, 13-year-old kid going, God, I wish I could have one of those. And then now I get to the age to where I can afford to do it. So thanks, Sock 68. Appreciate it. Have you ever heard Lynch wire his cabs with Home Depot 16 gauge lamp cord? I have not heard that. One of the cool stories about Lynch, though, in his cabinets is he's got one of Ed's cabinets. He's got one of Ed's old Marshall cabinets with the black backs and the no covering on them. So I know that Lynch has one of those, which is super cool. Super cool. I've not heard that he uses a Home Depot 16 gauge lamp cord. Lewis, hold on a second. Lewis, if you need help with that, bro, let me know. Okay, let me know if I will help you out. Zach Thong, hey man, what's going on? Nice to see you. Thanks for being in the chat. Thanks for being here, man. I haven't seen Zach Thong in a while. Yeah, Robbie's like, hey Zach, what up? That's cool. Zach Thong's in the chat. Robbie says he always use thicker wire, usually solid copper on my guitars. Yeah, I've got a gauge. I forgot what gauge I got. It's the same stuff we used at Sir. I just went and bought all that stuff when I left, so I had it. And luckily enough for me, I don't do enough guitar stuff like from scratch stuff anymore. That I've got so much stuff out there to last me forever. I've been fortunate to have some guitars signed by John Five, Billy Duffy, Dean DeLeo, Scott Oliver, and Larry Berrigan from Hellstar. That's cool. Yeah, cool, man. Always cool. I don't have any signed guitars. Uh Actually, I went to see Rat years ago, and I took the Paul Dean when I had it, and I took it down there for Warren to sign, and Warren looked at it and said, "I will sign this guitar." And he put his initials on the back of the headstock. So on the back of the headstock by the two locking nut screws, there was WD for the longest time. So pretty cool. Zach Thong's in the chat. Martin says, "Hey, 40 grit, why does everybody have trouble with Floyd Roses?" Martin, I don't know. I don't want to say anything incorrect here, but I think the reason why people have trouble with Floyd Roses is because they don't know how to work on them. I've never had a trouble with a Floyd Rose. I mean, when I first started, I'm sure I did when I started messing with them, but I've had some really good teachers in the past and never had any problems. I remember when I should probably shouldn't. Uh, I've seen challenges on Floyd Roses, more on Godos than on original Floyd Roses. I've seen some challenges on Godos. I'll just say that. So I haven't had any problems with real Floyd Rose. I just haven't. Actually, Floyd Rose just came out. I saw today that they're releasing the saddles, the Radius saddles. So if you want to have um, certain, if you want to have a certain radius for your saddles, now you can buy the saddle set with the radiuses. I mean, that makes it super easy. No more shims, no more. Um, I buy those Floyd Rose shims because I don't care if you see a piece of metal underneath the the I would rather have the saddle sitting correctly with the shim under it and not be concerned about the aesthetics than to have it sitting incorrectly and not have a shim under there. I've seen people use shielding tape, brass shielding tape on the back of saddles. I've done that before, and then I went to the saddles or went to the shims, the saddle shims, but Martin, I guess in the long story short, I don't have problems with Floyd's. I know that if I set a Floyd Rose up and something isn't right, I know what the problem is pretty quick. So, but that's also why I stick around the original Floyd Rose. When you go to the Floyd Rose 1000s, there I feel that there's some problematic issues with the Floyd Rose 1000s, and I know what they are. So if I have to work around them, I can figure it out pretty quick. But usually I just swap everything out to original Floyd, a la the EVH Frankenstein. That's an original Floyd on there. That's an 84. So I just take those Floyd Rose 1000s and I put them in the Floyd Rose box, and I got a whole bunch of them out in the garage. So Zach Thon said, come over from Ryan. Those guys just ended. Oh, Ryan's gear show was tonight. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you coming by. Probably because they're licensed. That could be part of it too. But again, I mean, sometimes you guys ever heard the term that you don't buy cheap toilet paper? You don't buy cheap. There's just some things you just don't buy cheap. And if you're going to use the guitar, and it's going to be a guitar that you're going to gig with, and it's going to be a guitar that you're going to need to rely on, I would not recommend going with a Floyd Rose Special, or any kind of licensed Floyd. It's going to be something that you're going to have to rely on. Go after the Floyd Rose original, or go. I mean, like I said, the Floyd Rose 1000s really aren't too bad. It's just I've had some issues with them, like base plate thickness, adjusting uh, my saddle height and stuff like that because of the base plate thickness. So I don't think they're exact identical to the Floyd Rose original as stated, just made in Korea. I don't think that's the case. Robbie says after 86 they went downhill. Yeah, I Robbie would be the guy to know. I really don't. I Robbie saw the quality of the early days. So that's probably why he sees that. I'm sure that the quality was better back then, but I really have not had any issues with any original Floyd um, that I've dealt with personally. So never. That's why I always just uh, go with those. Umberto says they're currently fighting a titanium Floyd, getting to stay in tune. That's interesting, man. So I bought a titanium block for a maple guitar that I built, the one that's with the ESP logo right there. That guitar weighs 10 pounds, 6 ounces. It's a maple body, maple neck, and it's heavy. So I was just trying to get a bunch of weight off it. So I bought a titanium block from FU Tone and put it on there. And it doesn't sound too bad. I don't know if I would go full titanium Floyd. But usually, I'll go back to what I always say, 90% of the time, if you're having a staying in tune problem with a Floyd Rose, it's the nut. It's not the bridge. So check your nut first. And you know, I learned that at John Suhr. If you're having a guitar that's having a hard time staying in tune, it's a Floyd Rose. 90% of the time, it's the nut. So I'll leave you with that. Six String Soldier, Big Rick. Big Rick is the future of hard rock. Big Wreck. So I think you're talking about the Big Wreck band. And if you're talking about the Big Wreck band, I got to hang out with him in 2013 at the Sir. Uh, we did a show. What's his name? The guy from Big Wreck. He's got a signature model now, but cool guy, really nice guy. I set up he played slide that night, so I had to change the nut on a guitar to raise the action on it because he was going to play slide on one of the tellies. I think it was a red guitar. I don't know if it was a telly or not, but it was a Strat or something. It was something red. So if you go onto YouTube and you watch that 2013 time frame he's playing slide, I set that guitar up before he went on. We pulled the nut and put a different nut on it. So Big Wreck's a great band. I think they're Canadian. I think they were from Canada. But Ian Thornley, that's it. Ian Thornley. Hey, so I got to hang out with Ian Thornley that night. So he had um I was that was the same uh time that Doug Aldrich was there, and Pete Thorne sat in with Ian Thornley and Pete, and they rocked. They did that song. That song was my favorite song by Big Wreck, that song. So if you haven't heard that song by Big Wreck, go check out that song because that's surely my favorite Big Wreck tune. And he's a very nice guy, and he was very nice to me, and it was a pleasure meeting him, and he's cool. So, 40, do you have a shark guitar? I do not. Don't want one really, to be honest with you. Cool guitar for women and children first. I respect it, and but also remember that guitar was cool for photo shoots. But after Ed cut it up, he didn't use it. He ruined that guitar. So I guess it'd be cool to have hanging on the wall and check it out and stuff. But that's kind of a guitar that I really don't want to dabble into because if you know the story behind it, Ed kind of ruined it. He ruined that guitar by cutting it all up, putting those turnbuckles in there and everything. So just didn't sound the same after he did it. He said. Martin says he uses Floyd Rose Original, Godos, and Schaller. So Schaller and Floyd Rose, I mean, they're pretty much same smell, different taste. The Godos are different. So I used a lot of Godos with Sir. So uh, every once in a while, somebody would send their parts in, and they would have an original Floyd Rose. But if you bought a guitar from Sir, John used Godo Floyds. Darren again, do you tune dead on or compensate on some strings? That's an interesting question. I tune dead on. I don't have that hard of a hit. I don't play hard. I don't put a lot of wear on my frets. I don't. I guess I play kind of soft. If you ever watch the setup video of when that Van Halen guy, his last tech, whatever that guy's name is, he said that he compensated when he set intonation. He compensated on a bunch of stuff because he knew that Ed had a heavy hand, and when he was playing, he had to compensate for that. And then Matt Bruck was like, "How did you know to do that?" And he said that he knew that that Ed had a heavy touch on the strings. So if you do play heavy, you are going to want to compensate on strings, even on intonation. So you will want to compensate if you're heavy-handed, because if you play the string open, it may be in tune, but if you go to fret, you want to make sure that your intonation is set to compensate if you're heavy-handed. So, but I tuned that on. And I'll tune by ear. If I'm on, or if when I was playing live with people, I would never tune to my tuner because nobody would be in tune. We would tune against each other, and then we sounded good, So if you're playing in a band setting, I recommend tune to each other. Don't tune on your own, because you'll be in tune and everybody else is out. Because bass players usually don't check to say, how many times do you see a bass player on stage with a tuner? It doesn't happen very often. So just tune to each other when you're playing live. Anyone make guitar bodies out of oak wood? I know it's heavy, dense, but so is mahogany, I would think. I'm sure you could find somebody to do that for you. Probably wouldn't be too difficult. Um, they're probably just gonna kick you over to, ash, like swamp ash or something like that, and say, "Why don't you just go with this, same smell, different taste," kinda thing. I don't know. If you're sold on oak, though, just go buy a body blank and do it. Send it to somebody, have them do it for you. Oh, I guess the shark was inside the Kramer factory. We tried to fix the shark. You cut that much out of a guitar body, it's over. We would come in the morning after gluing and doweling the body the day before, and it would split in half again. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. Martin says, I think the guitarist that had the light touch is Ingve. Yeah, Ingve probably does have a pretty light touch, especially with the gauge he uses, because I think he uses eights. So what, 8 to 38 is what I think he uses, or does he use a heavier bass string with 8 gauge? I know he uses eights. So I watched a thing with him not too long ago, and it was pretty interesting watching him talk uh, about his attack, and in picks. He plays a That's why he throws so many picks out, because if he feels one inconsistency, one nick on the pick or anything like that, he gets rid of the pick immediately, because of it affects his speed and his precision. So that's why you always see Ingve kicking stuff out. Let's see here. Let me make sure I went through the listings. Hey, you guys tried out those EVH Tortex picks, the new Tortex, the striped ones. I got some 73 millimeters just the other day, just because they were on Amazon. They popped up, and I said I haven't given those a shot yet, so I did, and yeah, I mean they're cool. I used them in the last couple videos, and they're comfortable picks. So if you get a chance to check out those EVH Tortex, check those out. See if I touched everything here. I think I touched. Oh, the other thing I didn't touch was the Alex Van Halen book. I I heard that song, the unfinished song that is going to be on there. I heard like 30 seconds of it today. They had it on Blabbermouth, so I'm sure you guys heard it. Um, Let me know your thoughts if you've heard it. Uh, Sounds like my initial thought process on that was "Love Walks In." When I heard it, it kind of had like a "Love Walks In" groove. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. I mean, we didn't get to hear much of it, but I kinda thought it had a Love Walks In groove on it. So, yeah, I think I hit everything. I still don't have anything from this guy with the bomber. Let's see here. Oh, I've got an offer. Okay. Okay. This is so funny. I've got you guys on and I got dead air. This is dead air, people. This is dead air. Okay, so the guy sent me a message back on the bomber, so I'm probably going to be getting that bomber. So I will let you guys know if I get the bomber, and then that'll be fun. Heard about it, haven't heard it. It's cool. My buddy texted me today and said that he bought the book and bought the audiobook. So I'll probably just buy the audiobook. I liked just like Valerie's book, Valerie's Losing It book. I bought the audio tape on that, and it was cool to hear Valerie talk about her time with Ed and all that good stuff. I did buy Valerie's latest book and read the parts of. I didn't read the whole book, but I read the Eddie Van Halen stuff, and it's if you haven't read it, it's really good. And if you haven't seen the behind the music on Paramount with Wolfgang, that is a must see. You guys have to see that because that's just a tearjerker and just really good stuff. Really good stuff. Zach Thong, hey at Lewis. Nice to see you guys here. You guys are old. You guys are guys who used to be on the old podcast. So thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys being here. Check out my videos, man. You guys have any questions on any guitar stuff? If I know anything about it, I'd be more than happy to help you because I like working on guitars. Martin says, "Hey, 40, do you have a Steve Vai guitar?" I do not. I've had one before. I had a blue one with a white pickguard, and I bought it from a guy in San Diego, and I hated the bar. I hate those. What do they call the Ibanez? What are those Ibanez bridges called? They're called something. I hate those bridges. I just do not jive with those because the bars don't move. They're stable. You can't really get them to be sloppy like Ed. They're just very in place, and I never enjoyed any of those Steve Vai guitars. Very cool. Don't get me wrong. I would kill for a Loch Ness Green, but I'm not going to pay the money for it. I've got a friend of mine that has one of those numbered Loch Ness Greens, and I know he'll never sell it. So, not a chance of me spending money like that for a Loch Ness Green, but that's never going to happen. You are correct. There it is, right there, the Edge, the Ibanez Edge Bridge. I have zero interest in those, and I just not my thing. Cool guitars, don't get me wrong. I think Ibanez, Steve Vai's a great guitar player, and but I don't. You gotta understand something too about Steve Vai. When I grew up, Sammy Hagar was my guy. I'm more of a Sammy Hagar guy than a Roth guy. So really, Steve Vai was the villain. Steve Vai was the villain, the guy who was making fun of Eddie playing Eruption and stuff like that. So I was like, I really don't like that guy. He's with David Lee Roth now. I really don't like that guy. So that was always just kind of my thought on Steve Vai. He's cool. Crossroads movie, like great guy. He's cool, and I've seen Vai live a couple times, and he's phenomenal, phenomenal guitar player, and very interesting to watch in his studio when he does interviews and stuff. Very interesting to listen to. Very intelligent and just a cool guy to listen to. But am I a huge Steve Vai fan? No. What I actually like the Whitesnake Steve Vai better than I like the David Lee Roth Steve Vai. I think that may be a true statement for me. Oh, no, maybe that's not a true statement. But I thought that Steve Vai and Whitesnake was really cool because he put a totally different spin on that album, and it was just slip of the tongue was a phenomenal, phenomenal Whitesnake album, just nonstop. Do I use a Vega trim? I have a Vega trim on nothing. I don't have a Vega trim. They're cool. I guess it's uh Tone sells those. So I mean, if you're looking for one, they just had that coupon. I was trying to find something this weekend to buy from FU Tone, and I got so much crap out there. I couldn't find anything to go after on his site. I got one of those FU Tone guitars, which I did a walk around on. If you're considering one of those FU Tone guitars, watch my walk around on it. They're great guitars. Great guitars. Robbie's LOLing about something, so it's like it's starting to calm down a little bit. I got 30 in the chat still. You guys have any questions for me or anything? You guys want to talk about something real quick? Let's throw it up there. I don't have to be at work tomorrow until 12, so I'm going to stay up late tonight. So you guys want to hang out, throw something out there, and let's talk about something. If not, I'm going to wrap it up and go watch YouTube. Appreciate all the subscribers. Subscribers are great right now. Um, I will. Okay, hold on a second. Here it goes. Here it goes. We got dead air here, people. We got dead air. Okay, I'm going after this. I'll go after I get off. I'm going after it though. So we will tear that apart and we will tear that bomber apart and we will let's see here. Vegemite. You been to Australia? I've been to Australia. I tried Vegemite and it was terrible. It was terrible. Just terrible. Umberto, how easy have you set up the PV Wolfgang? I have a gold PV Wolfgang in there. They're super easy to set up. Those Floyds are like great. I like those PV Wolfgang Floyds. I've got a gold one in there. I think I've done a short on it, but I've got a really old patent pending gold one. The bad thing about those gold ones is the paint wasn't that great. I had paint problems on those, so you see a lot of refins. There's a guy on Instagram that I forgot who it is, but I kept hitting him up. Oh, excuse me. I kept hitting him up, seeing if he wanted to repaint my gold one. He said he would, but he was really backed up, and then he ended up hitting me up saying, "Hey, I'm not backed up anymore," and I just kind of lost interest in. I think I'm just going to leave it. But the PV Wolfgangs are great, and they're great guitars. I thought the PV Wolfgangs were great guitars. My 1996 PV Wolfgang patent pending. Now still need slight adjustment on what? I wonder what the adjustment is. Brooks, what's up, man? How you doing? Very tiny quantities. It's probably an acquired taste, and I have the palate of a 7-year-old. So the chances of me eating anything like that are none. Zilch. Mine is black. Man, lucky you, bro. I again had a black one, sold it. Had a black one, sold it. Here, I'm gonna let's see. See, it says, "Do I want to accept the offer?" I'm accepting the offer right now, sweetheart. I'm buying another guitar. She's probably watching. I'm buying this guitar because this is one of the ones that got away. So please don't get mad at me. I just accepted it. And hey, Darren, we get to figure out what that pickup is. We get to figure out what that pickup is, Darren. Let's go to purchases. I'll pay for it here in a minute. JP21 said, "Oh yeah, so you've got a black Wolfgang. Lucky you, buddy. Lucky you, buddy." The Randy Rhodes pedal come in. Let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna do it right now. Prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves. This is the Randy Rhodes, unopened. I'm about to lose $600 here. So, but you guys are more important to me than $600. So it's too late now. Oh wait, maybe it's not too late. Now it's too late. So let's open this up. Let's take a look. Let's see what's doing here. Too late now. There goes $600. So I'm taking the plastic off and let's open it up. Let's open it up. Okay. The box is off. Cool box. Cool box on the top. The MXR distortion. Signed by Randy Rhodes. Dunlap says, "Thank you so much for your purchase. I appreciate that." 2 Dobbs for my cat to chew on. Look at this nice little bag. It's got a quick guide in there, some rubber feet. Look at this cool bag. Got Randy Rhoads on it. Let's open her up. Oh, it's sealed again. Oh, this is killing me right now. Oh, maybe this bag isn't sealed. That'd be good if this bag wasn't sealed. The bag is not sealed. Okay, good. So it's inside the plastic. Slide it out, and there she is. This is the Randy Rhoads Distortion Plus, and I'm going to be doing a video on it. We're going to. Okay, so that's a whole other story that I had on my list of stuff to talk about. It's open now. JP21, it's too late. It's too late. I just lost 600 bucks. That's a question I was going to ask you guys. So when I go to do the Randy Rhoads show, do I use the JVM on a Marshall or on a JCM 800, or do I use the Soldano Hot Rod 50? Because I don't know what to do. I don't know what amp to use. I'm going to have to figure this all out, because this is going to be everybody's saying I'm looking forward to seeing the Randy Rhoads video. Well, now the pickup's open and we're going to do the Randy Rhoads video, but the problem is it's going to be dialing that tone in. So I'm going to have to get my buddy over here. So please don't hold your breath on that video. It's probably going to be in the next couple weeks, I would think. Because I got to work as well. So I've got to work as well. So I hope I get time to do that. But let me know what your thoughts. Shoot me if you're a Randy Rhoads guy. I got that JVM 50 watt up there, and I think I'm going to use the JVM 50, use it on the JCM 800, and then use my my Boss equalizer with the distortion, and then try to dial it in. So that's my game plan. Let me know what you guys think of that game plan. The Randy Rhoads pedal came in. JP21. We now have that. Wish they had done a rig rundown with Warren. Oh my God, man! Could you even imagine? Oh my! About a year ago, one of Warren's heads was on eBay, and I was going to buy it, and I just couldn't. It was so cool. It said WD, had WD spray painted on the top of the head, and God, it was cool looking. But it's just a big risk to take, spending that much money for something that I don't really know if it was, or if it was his. But I've seen Warren's heads, and they are labeled WD. So yeah, the Randy pedal. I just opened that on. So yeah, we just cut it. We just ripped the plastic off. Tremolo height needs to come down and it's slightly angled forward. Okay, so the reason why it's angled forward on that is because on the PV Wolfgang, the slot is routed out there for the 2 trem posts. So once you go too low with that bridge inside those trem posts, let me get my diagram here. So this is your bridge. And once you go too low in those trem posts, it starts to cockeye. So what you need a shim inside your neck pocket, or you need to put some angle on the neck pocket. That should not be too difficult. And if you need help with that, email me and I will show you, or I can help you with that. Buddy, if you ask my better half, it's probably more like a 5-year-old. I still like Lucky Charms, bro. Well, Lewis is a hinge bridge, and you can't go to spaghetti strings. Okay. They're having a conversation there. I don't know what he's talking about. Jarrell says, or JP21 says, let's do it. Well, we did it, buddy. And, do I hear 650? Yeah, you don't hear it no more. The packaging is off it. Wolfgang's a pretty guitar, just too small for me. I like the EVH Strats better. Yeah, I mean, me too, buddy. I mean, if I was going to a gig tonight, I'd be grabbing the. I would surely grab a EVH Frankenstein or a EVH 5150 series before I'd grab a PV Wolfgang. Lewis says, nice. This is probably all the paint job is not to be confused with Buddy Guy. You are correct, sir. JP21 says that looks killer. It does look. It's cool, man. It's got a nice little bag and stuff. So I'll leave that there. I don't want anything getting damaged, but we will surely. It's too late now. You can't go back. We're gonna have to do the video now. Zach, thanks for being here, man. Nice to see your name in my chat. I appreciate that. That's really cool. Martin, nice to see your name in my chat, man. I'm nice to see you guys here. 40 Grit, can you get the Randy Rhoads out by using a JHS Angry Charlie? But I have no idea what a JHS Angry Charlie is. I don't know. I got 2 amps here. I think I'm going to try the JVM first, the 50-watt JVM. And if I can't dial it in there, then I'll just get the Soldano Hot Rod 50 down, and then we'll just use the Pete Thorne. Like I told you guys, Pete Thorne said that the equalizer is the trick to the Randy Rhoads sound. It's not the distortion plus. So I'm going to have to figure this all out. Lewis will be sure to tune in. Faux show. Cool, man. As far as I know, Warren doesn't have a control cover on the bomber. It's wide open. Lynch doesn't either, man. I don't know how those guys don't have covers on their control cavities. It's crazy. It's nuts. Nuts. JP21, you're gonna have to come over and help. You come over and bring the kids, and we can all just sit over here and put something on the barbecue grill. Heard of a guy at an airport that couldn't resist opening one of Warren's guitar cases, and there it was, the snakeskin. I've seen the snakeskin. I think I've told the story, but I know that you're kind of new to the channel. Uh, Brick by Brick, San Diego. Me and my buddy went down, and we were standing outside, and this is hilarious. They were sound checking, and we saw Warren pull up across the street in his personal car. He had driven down from LA. So we run across the street and we're like, "Hey Warren, what's up?" And I had him sign the Guitar World right there. Let me find it. I had that with me, and he said, "Wow, this is my Grammy. This is my Grammy." He said, "This is when I knew I made it." And he signed it to Mike Cowabunga, and then put Warren DeMartini on it. So that is signed. That's signed, and he signed that. And then we went to cross the street, and he goes, "Okay, guys, now be careful crossing the street. Look both ways." And that was a ongoing like laughing moment for me and my buddy for years. Warren helped us cross the street, at that show. So, anyways, we went into Brick by Brick, and we're standing outside in the back. They're sound checking. They were playing Over the Edge, sound checking to Over the Edge and something else. And then the music stopped, and I think Warren went into like a green room or something. And the guitar tech came out because I saw him like doing guitar stuff. And I go, "Hey man, can I check out Warren's snakeskin?" He goes, "Yeah, sure." So he goes in and grabs his guitar and comes out back with Warren's snakeskin. And I got to hold it and look at it, and I felt that neck, but that is that guitar right there. That's Warren's snakeskin right there. There's nothing different. It's identical. And I said, "This neck is crazy." I said, "It's so thin." It was bizarre because Warren doesn't have small hands either. He's tall and thin. He's got long fingers, and I just find it hard that neck is comfortable for him, but apparently it is. But yeah, I got to hold Warren's real deal snakeskin at the back door of Brick by Brick in San Diego, and that was cool. That was cool. Robbie Stingles had a conversation with Lewis talking about diodes, and they're having conversations. So that being said, I think I'm going to go pay for this guitar. I've been on for an hour and 32 minutes. I got 31 people in the chat. I appreciate it. You guys are great. Your guys' support is great. I appreciate all the support. Um, I'll probably be dark for a couple days. I'm going back to work tomorrow, so I don't know if I'd be expecting anything from 40 Grit. I've kind of burned through all of my shorts. I could redo shorts. If there's anything you want to see a short of, let me know. But I'll probably go dark for a couple days. I got some stuff I got to do. I actually have to go to work. So that being said, appreciate all your support. You guys are great. Love the comments. I'm very appreciative of everything that you guys have done for me personally with regards to your comments and your support and everything. So I really appreciate that. And I'm going to wrap it up. Ronnie says deuces later on. Ronnie, thanks for all your support, buddy. Thanks for always commenting on my stuff. Thanks for the help with the Floyds. I'll email about the Wolfgang shimming. I can help you with that, sir. All you need in there is a shim. Stick a piece of sandpaper in there or something, and that'll bring that bridge right up, and then you'll be dialed in. You'll be all right. Don't go getting too crazy, because you don't. But if you're in the Phoenix area, bring your guitar by. I'll fix it. I'll fix it for free. Smash that like button, Lewis says. Good stuff tonight, JP21. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. JP21 says, ha ha, Lewis. I know what he's talking about. Martin says, thank you, 40 Grit and everybody. Thanks, guys, for being here. Tim, thanks for being here. I appreciate all you guys. Like I said, I could say it all night long, but I just want to appreciate your support. Thank you for everything. And I will continue to do my best for you guys. The next walk around will be the Paul Dean, and then we will tear that bomber apart. I'm going to have to go out and do some explaining right now as to why I bought another guitar. And so wish me some luck on that. And the next walk around will be the Paul Dean. And then we'll tear that bomber apart, the Parade Rest. We'll tear that down to Parade Rest. We'll take it. I'm looking forward to what that pickup is. I have to figure out what that pickup is. I got some suspicions. Umberto's in Houston, Texas. Mr. Softy. Hey, later. Hey, Mr. Softy's in the chat. What is today? Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Mr. Softy Day, Mr. Softy. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Buenas noches. See you later, man. Thank you. Later, 40 Grit. Zach Thong, thanks again, man. Thanks for being here. Martin, thanks for being here. Everybody's wishing me good luck. I go out and explain myself. But Darren, I did get the bomber, and we're going to have some fun with that one. That's going to be a good one. So that's going to be a good one. I'll see you guys later, man. Thank you so much for your support. And adios, amigos.